In a physical world, size really matters. And though the Chinese Coast Guard and militia vessels are still at it on their harassive and intimidation ways in the Scarborough Shoal, the recent resupply and replenishment mission by the Philippine Coast Guard in Bajo de Masinloc was a relatively easier expedition to fisherfolk making their living in the shoal, given the size of the BRP Teresa Magbanwa. Our Patrick De Jesus lays down more details in this report.
The Philippine Coast Guard completed a 9-day patrol last week in Bajo de Masinloc or Scarborough Shoal, led by one of its largest ships, the 97-meter BRP Teresa Magbanwa. Seen during the patrol are up to 4 China Coast Guard ships, as well as 4 Chinese maritime militia vessels. The BRP Teresa Magbanwa experienced harassment, such as the dangerous maneuvers by a China Coast Guard in front of them as seen from this drone video provided by the PCG. CCG ships also blocked the PCG ship, a clear violation to the Convention on the International Regulations for Preventing Collisions at Sea or COLREX. They also shadowed BRP Teresa Magbanwa for up to 40 times, with closest distance at 176 meters. Despite these incidents, the PCG was able to successfully carry out its aid distribution mission to Filipino fisherfolk, including food packs and groceries, as support from the government. They will also conduct more frequent patrols with the help of the Bureau of Fisheries and Aquatic Resources or BIFAR.
Ang sabi ng ating mga Filipino mangingisda, they really appreciate the presence of the Philippine Coast Guard vessel. Because on those instances, mas nakakatutok sila sa pangingisda dahil ang China Coast Guard, they are also more concentrated on guarding the presence of the Philippine Coast Guard vessel instead of them harassing the Filipino fishermen. We can say that the national government, upon instruction of our president, we're going to make sure na nandito pa rin po ang presensya ng ating government vessels para pangalagaan po ang karapatan ng ating mga Pilipino mangingisda.
In a statement, China Coast Guard claimed that they drove away Philippine ships, which the PCG belied as they were able to conduct patrols for more than a week.
The Chinese Coast Guard made that statement as early as February 5. We have videos and photos to support that our vessels stayed there from February 1 to February 9. Therefore, obviously, it's not us who's making this narrative, but in reality, tayo talaga ang sasabi ng totoo dito. Dahil kung sinabi nilang February 5, pinaalis nila tayo kasama ang mga Pilipino mangingisda. And we have the photos to support na nandito tayo until February 9. I think that's already obvious.
The PCG assured to continuously assert the nation's rights inside its territory and stressed the Philippines is not the one provoking tensions.
As much as possible, we don't want to provoke the tension. But again, hindi naman tayo ang nag-e-escalate ng tension dito, We're just always on the receiving end. Tayo lang lagi ang, sila ang nag-e-escalate, tayo lang lagi ang ginagamitan nila ng mga ganitong harassment at ng provocation. But on our part, kung ano ang napag-usapan natin when it comes to bilateral or diplomatic means, ang national government naman natin ay laging nagko-comply dito.
BIFAR also continues to provide aid for Filipino fisherfolk in the West Philippine Sea. Just recently, the agency was able to distribute fuel and food provisions for Pinoy fisherfolk in Irizarry or Rizal Reef. It has also launched Layag WPS, a project that focuses on the needs of fisherfolk making their livelihood in different parts of West Philippine Sea, estimated to be more than 385,000 hailing from nearby provinces.
Last year, mga nasa 80 million pesos yung inilaan na natin. At this year, madaragdagan pa ito at tuloy-tuloy po bahagi dyan yung fuel subsidy, yung pamimigay ng fuel sa ating mga mangingisda. And maliban dyan, Nandyan din yung ating National Payaw Program, yung paglalagay ng mga payaw. Ito niya yung fish aggregating device na inalalagay natin sa mga karagatan. Ano yung payaw? Ito yung parang pang-attract ng mga isda na pumupunta sila sa isang lugar at hindi na mahirap para sa mga isda na maghanap pa dahil may permanente silang lugar na pupuntahan na kung saan nagtitipon-tipon yung mga isda.
The BIFAR also plans to procure additional floating assets as augmentation in patrolling a large part of the West Philippine Sea. Patrick De Jesus from the National TV for a new and better republic.